What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know I've been gone for a while. And I know that there is some animation stuff, but yeah, don't worry. There's a lot to get through, but yeah, we're gonna have to talk about some stuff. Don't worry, we'll get to everything, or at least I will try to. But let's just get through the most recent slash biggest news. Marvel just delayed 2 out of their 4 movies in their release date, and obviously the queen of getting delayed, Black Widow, has joined that party. Whoop whoop! Black Widow will never be released, and we'll just never see this movie like ever. Like I mean, the amount of times it got delayed to November, to May. Now it's being delayed to July. But there is a twist to this delay. So, Black Widow has now been delayed till July 9th, 2021. If you know that date will belong to Shang-Chi. Don't worry, we're going to talk about Shang-Chi real quick. But we are going to focus mostly on Black Widow in this video. And the reason why is because they are going to do the premiere access. Even though, in 2 occasions, Raya and Mulan has shown that premiere access does not help Disney. I mean, so far we don't know the numbers for Raya and the Last Dragon and how well it did in premiere access. I think we got the numbers for Mulan, maybe not, but so far overall, just the premiere access model has just not been truly working for the majority of these movies. And by majority of these movies, I literally mean both Raya and Mulan were not good, at least premiere access wise. So yeah, but Black Widow is going to join that party of being premiere access titles, has literally everybody predicted back in November when the news of Wonder Woman being on HBO Max and in theaters was happening. We all knew Disney was going to eventually pull the trigger on Black Widow. They just kept delaying the inevitable, and ultimately they just did what they did. Now, my biggest issue with this is that why delay Black Widow from May 7th to July 9th? I mean, look, I get it. A lot of theaters are closed right now, but honestly, if you have full confidence in the premiere access mold, I would take a risk with Black Widow. I mean, we don't know how the theaters will look in April, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But Black Widow should honestly have stayed on May 7th and do the premiere access model there. I don't think too much would have changed. I mean, is there going to be a difference in how much money Black Widow will make on May 7th and July 9th? Maybe we'll just have to see. But honestly, I just don't understand why this had to be delayed. This could have just been on May 7th and do the premiere access title. Like, to me, that's just feels so freaking annoying. It just seems like so unnecessary to me, honestly, that Black Widow had to get delayed. On top of that, the movie's already completed, so like the delays just are tiring. Like this movie has been completed for a while. I mean, Shang-Chi isn't fully complete. We're going to get to Shang-Chi in a moment. But ultimately, it's just like, yeah, Black Widow. I'm just not interested in this movie anymore. This isn't the movie's particular fault. Well, to some extent it is, but there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, Black Widow is dead. It's been a couple of years since Endgame, and honestly, majority of people have accepted Black Widow's death and see that this is gonna be a prequel kind of. It's just gonna be set in between Civil War and Infinity War, so that sweet spot that Spider-Man Homecoming, Black Panther, and Thor Ragnarok and Doctor Strange all took place in. So Black Widow will take place in that part slash time in the universe. So it's just not completely that interesting because it's just, yeah, it's after Civil War, but it's before Infinity War, before we see Black Widow with Cap and Falcon. So, I mean, I highly doubt we're going to get Chris Evans to return in this movie. There's also theories or whatever that Tony might come back in a cameo, but I mean, that seems, again, these are likely because, like, this is before the characters died, so oh man, I don't know. It just seems so freaking pointless to delay this movie. Honestly, like I'm just not excited. It just seems like a generic spy movie. Like I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but it's just Black Widow just does not seem that interesting to me as a movie. I hope I am wrong when the movie comes out, but for right now, I'm just not really that excited for Black Widow, even how hot Scarlett Johansson looks, which she really does, but it's just I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Maybe when the movie comes out or maybe when marketing starts again, I might have some feelings for Black Widow, but for right now, I'm just kind of meh on Black Widow. Now let's get to Shang-Chi, which has been delayed to September 3rd. The movie was originally supposed to come out on July 9th. It's been delayed to September 3rd. Again, it's only been it's a couple of months, so it's not too bad. I also don't remember an MCU movie coming in September, so that should be interesting, I guess. My takeaway is that I'm just way more invested in Shang-Chi as a movie than Black Widow. And I know that sounds crazy simply because we literally only got the logo for Shang-Chi. But the reason why I'm excited is because we're finally going to get the real Mandarin. I watched Iron Man Armor Adventures, and I know it's not completely accurate to the comics, but reading what the comic storyline does and what Iron Man Armor Adventures does is such an interesting storyline for the Mandarin. The Mandarin is such an interesting character already, which has me hyped. Shang-Chi is the best martial arts person in the entire Marvel universe, so that also got me hyped because it's gonna have some of that Bruce Lee type movies. It's gonna have some type of magic powers and stuff, and I'm hearing rumors that Fang Fu, the freaking dragon villain from Iron Man, might be in this, and if he is, then that's just gonna escalate my hype. I don't know. Shang-Chi just sounds way more interesting as a movie than Black Widow. Also, Shang-Chi didn't die in Endgame, or was even in Endgame. This is going to be an introduction to a new side of the MCU. So that ultimately has me way more interested than just revisiting Black Widow and revisiting a period in the MCU, which, to be frank, is kind of irrelevant now, especially since we have entered WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and because Black Widow has been delayed to July, when we get interested into Loki, we're already going to have been invested in the new norm of the MCU. So when we revisit the era of post-Civil War, it's just not that interesting. That's just me, though. I know multiple fans have been waiting for Black Widow for over 10 years now, and this has been an over a decade battle just for Black Widow to get her solo movie. I completely understand that, and I still champagne that, but honestly, I'm just not as invested in Black Widow as I am for Shang-Chi. That's just me. Hopefully both movies are really good movies, and the best I could wish for is that these are their final release dates that they have moved on to. It seems like they are going to stay on these release dates. We don't know. Hopefully Black Widow doesn't take September 3rd and Shang-Chi gets delayed to November 5th and Eternals takes December and Spider-Man's pushed into Doctor Strange 2 and Doctor Strange 2 is pushed to Thor. Yeah, you get the point pretty much. So anyways, which movie are you most excited for? Are you excited for Black Widow or are you excited for Shang-Chi? Tell me in the comments below and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.